I bought the cheapest Porsche 911 I could afford and the motor blew up. The car is now mechanically totaled and my dumbass cannot fix it. Because the way these things are designed, when they pop, they pop. However, in a small town in Illinois, a man named Charles Navarro has been studying these engines for 20 years and figuring out how to make them bulletproof. I am here at beautiful LN Engineering, and over the next couple of days, I'll be transforming this dusty core motor into the new heartbeat of the Project Porsche. First things first, we gotta fully disassemble it and figure out why it failed in the first place. With the intake off, we can expose all the goodies.
Bro, there's a peanut in here. Did you put this here?
This peanut collector is named Andy. He's got a degree in metallurgy, drove a pink Geo Metro in the military, and his dog can bounce, so I trust him. Once we stripped everything off the top of the motor, I just had to take a step back and marvel at how weird it looks. The pistons in this engine move side to side as opposed to up and down like in an inline or V6. Its flat shape allows for a lower center of gravity and better handling. But they are complex. This engine even requires specialized tools to take it apart without breaking it. Each one of these camshafts is $1,100 used. And if you don't support them with that tool and you take the valve covers off, you can break them. Once we got the cylinder heads off, we can take a look at the bores and confirm that it wasn't bore scored that killed this motor, but I have a sneaking suspicion as to what did.
Yeah, guys, we just keep finding peanuts in the motor.
Dude.
We popped the oil pan off and lo and behold, there's RTV in the oil pickup tube, which is a very Subaru thing to do. Instead of a single piece block, this engine uses a split crankcase design with a crankshaft carrier in the middle. It is so complex, it makes the engine in my S14 look like a Montessori toy. And right at the end of the disassembly, deep in the motor, we found the culprit. The intermediate or IMS shaft is in charge of driving your timing chains, and it is also supported by a single, sealed, grease-packed ball bearing. So Charles and his friend Jake came up with a solution.
Why do you put a sealed bearing inside the engine? I looked at that bearing and I said, this is stupid. That needs to be a plain bearing. I invented the IMS solution that night.
IMS Solution utilizes a spin-on oil filter adapter to provide clean, filtered, and pressurized oil to the IMS Solution's plain bearing through a specially designed IMS bearing flange assembly.
That bearing, per the Eisen class action suit, only had like a 1% failure rate. Okay? But that was 15 years ago.
This is so common that most people won't even consider buying one of these cars without the bearing being changed.
So you don't even have to go buy my stuff. Change the damn bearing.
But ditch the ball bearings because this one had been replaced with another ball bearing and it still failed.
I mean, it feels like crap when you press it in.
We got a lot to do, a whole bunch of dirty parts to make look brand new, so stay tuned. Fire.